I would take this thing off, but I'm so wet that I'm scared to because the cold air is gonna freaking like devastate me. And
That's insane.
yeah, like my sweatpants are drenched because I have to wear sweatpants due to the fact that mosquitoes will slaughter me in the dark. So yeah, and that's why I have to wear the bright colors because it keeps them off of the upper extremities, and the dark color sweatpants will keep them low, but they don't bite my legs through the sweatpants.
Is it that much of a fucking because I sit in my patio at home when I talk to you and I got no mosquitoes.
Oh, you have a lanai, or do you just have an open air
No, no, no,
backyard?
no, no. There is a lanai, but and I have a canal in the back, but my doors are always open.
Oh yeah, no. You come out in my backyard and you want to do that no shirt nonsense, you will get tattoos.
No shirt, nuts.
There'll be days where I'll be out there and I'll have on like that American flag with the hood on, with it covered all the way down to my wrist, and
No
gloves on
way.
because they're so bad, and they'll just they'll tag you up. Like
Yeah,
my neighbors have palm trees all across the fence line,
yeah.
and it's better since I put the pond in the back because I guess the fish eat it and the like frogs and stuff like that. But other than that, and there's lizards everywhere, so you think it wouldn't be that bad, but I can literally look down. I'll see if I can take a video next time, and you can see a swarm around my legs of mosquitoes.
Just from running.
It's the body heat. So the mosquitoes are attracted to heat and apparently dark clothing. I found that one out when we were in the Bahamas. I had on
I knew that they are attracted to carbon dioxide,
mm, interesting.
which is
Yeah,
what
I have
that's
on
what you exhale.
a. So if I put on a like my black dry fit and long sleeve, they swarm all over. Yeah. So, but if I wear bright colors, they don't. So yeah, and I heard it, but I didn't believe it, and yeah, it's pretty much true. So from personal experience, not reading it in a book.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, that's why you always see me like when I come in from workout, I'm on like bright
Well,
colors.
yeah. I mean, I just figured you got bright colors on and shit. It's all reflective stuff, so
Yeah,
nobody will kill you. You
yeah,
know
but I'm in my
that.
backyard. Yeah,
Wow.
so I
So,
only
oh, so
run.
you're
I
not
don't
running?
run. Huh?
You're not running?
I'm on the elliptical first thing in the morning instead of going out and running. So I've been doing that since the thing in Georgia where those people in the
Yeah, yeah,
military
yeah,
get
yeah, 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 yeah. I know exactly what you're
the
talking about.
because
Yeah, they
I
got.
mean I run with a pistol, but I would just rather not. Oh yeah, no, I'm dead serious. Like I have on my like, plate carrier, I have a pistol underneath it. There is a speed goat right here.
Yeah.
So no, and I will use all of it very effectively.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Oh, back the fuck up.
Well, no, I had somebody. I had my wife and the dog with me, and the German slipped the collar and came at my dog, and I pulled my pit bull back with my left hand and roundhouse the dog, and then I looked at the owner, and I was like, "You good, bro?" And he like grabbed his dog, and he was just like, and I was like, "Man, I can't believe he didn't say anything." And my buddy was like, "Dude," he's like, "Do you look at yourself ever?" He was like, "So you snatched your pit bull with one hand and kicked the dog and then looked the guy in the eye." Well, you say it like
Are
that.
you good, bro? You good, bro? Dude, I swear to God, that guy went home and, and changed his underwear. He's not fucking with you, dude. He ain't ever gonna go. Dude, you can walk down the street, you can recognize him, and he'd be like, I don't know that guy. I've never seen that motherfucker before in his life.
But I didn't think about it because it was just like, I had my dog, I had my wife. That's I was like just thinking about them, and that was it. So, and I was thinking about this last night. We got all this stuff going on. Like, there's always crap going on.
Life does get in the way, and it fucking sucks.
But I was thinking about like stress responses
Tell me.
because, like, when stuff's falling apart, when crap happens, like the your stress response. So, like Friday, we got the bad news about the insurance or whatever, and it was like, and I immediately went to like, all right, I'm going to contact this person, this person, this person. I'm going to get some advice, and then I'm going to figure out how I'm going to solve this problem. And and the other side of it, my wife, she's like, I don't get how you do that. I was like, that has to be solved. Well, she's like, I just want to like whine and sleep at that point. I was like, yeah, me too. But like when I get done with the whine and sleep, I'm still gonna have to deal with the problem. So it was like, you got this stuff going on. The freaking wife's hurt and sucks. And I was like, but you're still. I was like, all right, well, I can't leave her alone, so she's coming with me. And then it's just thinking about that. So, how did you craft your that mentality to actually respond to stress in a
Okay,
productive
so
manner?
so there's two things that I said. Okay, I chose to bring my wife on this trip for two reasons. One, I can't leave her alone at all. I can't. And it's easier for me to do my job effectively if I'm with somebody that she trusts. Okay. When I'm away, thus, one of my assistant is her uncle,
Mm,
right? Not only the fact that she sees that I have changed and I'm a different person and so forth, that I do my jobs, but I mean, I used to whore around. I used to do some stupid shit. I used to do some stupid shit. I'd go out, get drunk, I'd go out to bars. I do some stupid shit, you know, and I always want her to be comfortable. Number one, I want her to be. I don't want her mind to start wondering like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
mm,
You know what I mean? I'm not one to. I've never been a guy that I constantly call my wife every 5 minutes because even when I'm working with dudes and I hear him talking to his, I'm just in general, every fucking 10 minutes. Hey baby, how are you? Bitch, you just talked to her an hour ago.
right.
I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
It's just when I'm working, I'm busy, I got shit to do. I will talk to you at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Whether it is now, when I'm on a trip, and as you can see in the short time frame that you and I have been, doing this is my life. I am constantly anywhere and everywhere at the same time.
Right.
So I said, okay, I chose, and part of my whole thing has been of like, I'm tired of this. I really want to, I don't want to say a normal life, but I'm tired of traveling. I'm tired of doing this, working the way that I work. Um, so I've been pulling back and I've been dedicating more time to her. That's why, for example, I always say that I have this year I came out of retirement. Last year I was retired. The year before that I started retiring. Because um, I hired her uncle, so I came out of retirement because now I have to feed two families,
Mm,
not just my own. That's number one. I have to make sure I have enough money every week. Make sure he's got his check before I get mine. Okay, that's the first thing. That's why I said I have to focus on work wise. Second thing is when I say about retirement, dude, I went to Mexico 7 times last year. I had like 9 vacations. So
nice.
literally almost every month I was doing something with my wife. And when I say something, it's pretty much a week, 5, 6 days. I'd take her somewhere and I would just chill.
Mm,
And it wasn't that I'm rich or I'm spending no, it's just that I figured out how I can maximize my days, my work days, so that so the average American can understand me. I can make my weekly salary my 40 hours, I guess you could say, if you want to understand, I can make my 40 hours in 2 days, a day and a half. You know what I
Mm.
mean? I've done it in a day. I've done my well over a week in my day. So I learned to not be as money hungry, I guess you could say, and just say, you know what? Stop. I stopped being pretty much a consumer. I stopped buying stupid shit. Um, what else did I do? I learned to start downsizing on a lot of stupid shit.
Mm.
Um, Even things that I absolutely adore and I love it. I'm like, all right, what do I have an abundance of that I don't need? And something kept telling me, sell your watch. I don't know if you remember my
I
Rolex.
remember you were talking about you sold one of those.
Yeah, I sold the most expensive Rolex that I had, and I was like, just because, fuck it, I don't need it. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And to wear it, it was an amazing feeling getting it because it was a lifelong goal. When I got it, um, it was all over my it was all over my vision
Like vision
boards.
board.
Yeah, it was all over my vision board. As a matter of fact, I have a vision board on Facebook from 2012. It's posted on there. It's like one of my folders in my pictures or something like
Mm.
that. And I've hit every single one of those. I did. I hit every single one of those. And the watch was there. You know what I mean? So it's like, um, that's yeah, that's about it. And now, especially traveling across countries and noticing, hey, you know, my life is a soap opera. I live my life in other people's eyes is a soap opera. It's like, wow, this guy's a fucking movie star. He's just always doing this, always doing that. He's always got something going on. I am nobody fucking special. But in third world countries, we're looked at and we're seen as like it's just weird. Like we have our lives are envied by a lot of fucking people. You know what I mean? Not
Right.
envied, but you know what I mean. That's what I'm trying to say.
They like that highlight reel, and they think your life is like that every day of your life,
Yes,
and
yes,
that's what it
yes,
is.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
And like for example, something special that would happen last year. Um, my wife, she hadn't seen a childhood friend from school, not even from the neighborhood, just a school friend. She hadn't seen her in I don't know, 30 something years, right? And then one time, um, uh, she was on Messenger and my wife was sitting here at our little breakfast nook and I'm doing something. And then my wife, so she goes, oh my gosh, my friend Olga Lucia is she's in Orlando and she needs help. And I looked at her and I was like, are you leaving now or or when are you leaving? She looks at me, she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, she needs help, right? She's like, yeah. What's going on? Well, she's kind of got stranded. I said, figure. I kind of figured. I heard something, and I'm like, all right. So you leaving now? Or are you leaving later? She goes, I can go pick her up. I was like, of course. That's why you're telling me, right? You're asking. You're not asking me. You're telling me that you're leaving, and it's cool. I have no problem. She goes, wow, okay. So my wife drove from Boca, went up to Orlando, picked up her friend, which was here on a month long vacation with another group of girls. And this isn't a 20-year-old girl. This is a 40 fucking 47-year-old, 50-year-old woman that came with other 50 something year old women to to do a trip and across the eastern part of the United States.
Huh.
And they got into an argument and they said, fuck you. And they left her. Well, she
Really?
also, yeah. So she also said, "Fuck you, I'm not going." I think that's how I started.
Jesus.
So literally, she was actually sitting at the front steps of the little Airbnb where they were staying at because she still had Wi-Fi. Remember, she's on a fucking overseas cell phone. So she's got no
Jesus.
internet. She's got no fucking service. So she's on an overseas cell phone on the Wi-Fi, connected, talking to my wife because she's outside and her bags are right next to her. Like she's
That's
out on the
crazy.
street. So my wife went to pick her up. She came to the house every single day. I wake up early. I made her coffee. We made her part of our life. Like we brought her in,
Mhm.
and because I really wasn't working like that, whatever, and I was just spending more time at home and doing whatever. As a matter of fact, that same time frame, I also I was opening up my agency, and I ended up getting the 220 as well.
Okay.
It was around that same time, and that's all she saw. That was that we were together, and then this was Halloween time frame and so forth. And she fell in love with us. She fell in love with our home, the way we do our home, and she's coming back.
Oh,
She's
nice.
coming. She's coming back for. She's coming on the 29th of October, and she's staying until the 3rd of November, right? And she's only coming for her idea was to do the Halloween. So this Halloween here is pretty fucking fun. I must admit, across the world, everybody sees the American Halloween. Kids in the fucking streets and everything. Everybody's trying to imitate it. It's not the same. The security isn't the same. We
Mm.
do live, in a society where at least you could walk down the street and there's a 90% chance nothing's going to happen to you. You know what I mean? A pretty good chance nothing's going to happen to
Yeah, it's
you.
not the slums in a third world country. So,
Correct. Or even if it wasn't the slums, because I've seen personally, in decent parts of fucking of Bogota, Colombia, where this is a major city, is like New York, and you can probably relate if you know New York, where you can be out just waiting for the catch a cab or something, and somebody comes up behind you and goes, "Give me your fucking wallet," and you have no choice if you don't know if he's got a stick, a knife, or a gun in your back,
right.
and you're like, "Cool, just bear with me. Here you go. Thank you. Have a great day. I'm gonna go change my shorts now."
Yeah, please don't
I've
stab any kidney. Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's but so anyway, the reason I brought Olga up was because I still was working on airplanes. That's how I was maintaining myself while I was
Mhm.
trying to build the little agency and everything. But at the same time, I was just chilling. So because I decided to spend more time, because I decided to change my attitude, change my day, I have no problems. I really, it's, is it something I can solve immediately? What is it going to take for me to solve? Is it so with my wife being ill? It's this job is this just is an important job. I charge a lot
Mhm.
of money. When I've spoken, I could eat,
Oh
and
yeah, that's that Turkish.
yeah,
That's right.
this is a really important client, really important. Why? Not only this is my third overseas client that contacts me, which means that somehow my name is out there, right? No, listen. No,
That's
I think
legit.
that's legit, dude. Some motherfucker in India,
That's legit.
that some guy in India said, "You better call this guy right here," And I was like, "Hey," and they contacted me through WhatsApp or whatever the fuck it was, and that was it. And I thought it was pretty fucking cool. Um, if you're here beeping, it's because
Yeah, I noticed you were on the bike a while ago. I
oh,
was like,
okay.
yeah, nah, get it
I
in.
might I might as well, and not to say because I was gonna sit down and because I left I have a little man purse that I carry around everywhere,
Hmm.
right? And when I was leaving, there's a lot of things that I carry in my man purse, like my 45, and I got my wallet usually, my phone, my keys, my tripod, and yesterday when I was getting on the airplane, I was like, "Where's my purse? Fuck, where's my purse?" When I was getting out of the car, where's my purse? Where's my purse? And yeah, I left it on top of the pool table. So I was like,
Mhm.
okay. So I left my tripod. But anyway, as far as like, I'm gonna
I
tell
just
you a
want you to think
story.
about this for a second. Like I'm gonna when we get this clip and they look at my facial expression while you're saying, "Where's my purse? Where's my purse?" while I'm sitting here with a plate carry on, that shit's gonna be funny. All right, proceed.
You know, when I was making a decent amount of money, I didn't care what I spent it on, for example. You know, and just to give you and the reason that purse is so important to me, it's because that's a fucking $400 purse. You know, exactly. You know what I mean? It's a $400 man purse, dude. And I bought it. I bought it when I paid $1,200 for my wife's carry-on luggage. You know, so yeah, I used to blow some stupid money, dude. I spent 2 grand in 3 minutes. You know what I mean? Like nothing. So yeah, I love.
Meanwhile, I'm at like TJ Maxx and freaking Marshalls, and like, hey, what you guys got on the discount rep for these this luggage? Because
You know
yeah,
what's funny?
I ain't paying them prices.
But that's the other thing, though. We need to look to focus on the other side. It's like okay, so because my business isn't a multi-million dollar business, you know what I mean? It's not one of those huge. You know, I do decently. I do decently, and um, yeah, I could have a $50,000 a month. I could have a $2,000 a month, but it's not really. It's
Right.
how much consistency do I want to participate in it? You know, I've done my max. I've worked and I've done numbers and I've tried it, and yeah, I've never made in aviation yet. You know, over 60 grand, I think it was in a month. You know, and when other mechanics hear you say that, you're like, you're full of shit. And I'll show them, and I'm like, nah, here it is. I have all the proof. They're like, holy shit, you know. I know the up and coming mechanics. I'm the only one in flip flops. You know, I, I've, I am a flip. I am the flip flop aviation. I should fucking,
Yeah. So
trademark that one. Flip flop
I was
aviation.
editing that episode where we were talking about footwear this morning too, and I was just like, yeah, I can't, I can't, and it like made me think back to like I helped them move the office 2 weeks ago. I was like, I'm gonna wear tennis shoes today. Yeah, put something on my foot. Look, it hurt.
Yeah.
I immediately went out to my truck and got my steel toe boots, and I was like, what?
Wow.
Like, yep, not doing it. Not doing it.
Wow. Yeah. So I mean, as far as solving problems and some all that stuff, um, if it's something I can, can I change it? Is it something I can control? And if I can control it, then it's cool. Then it's all me. I have no issues with it at all. If I have something I can't control, guess what? Still on me. I have
Yeah.
no issues at all. So I'll just figure out a way to fucking continue on. I try to stay as positive as possible. I'm not saying I don't get pissed off. Of course we do.
Right.
But I have learned. Oh, oh. Remember how last week uh my wife said that I didn't control my feelings? Well, what she was talking about was my initial spark reaction. So I still have that. I still have the initial reaction.
Mhm.
I still have it. I still have that fucking you can insert clip here type. Nope.
Mhm.
Fuck. I can't believe I said that. That one's still present. That one's still present. Um, it's not. But anyway, yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. That's it.
No, I mean,
So
it makes total sense. Uh, just having that mentality of, what can I control? And I think that's probably one of the things that helped change the way that I reacted to a lot of different things. Because I look at the same thing as like, all right, yeah, I literally put it on a t-shirt on a canvas and start selling it because that was like you can only control what you can control. Don't know what you can't control you. Like I still wear that shirt to Costco every freaking time because I hate Costco and people are such insufferable assholes that it's just like And like everybody comments on the shirt while they're there too. They're like, "Oh my god, I need a shirt right now." I was like, "Then go buy it. Why are you telling me about it?" But and it's like, oh, like they're gonna yell at the person that's giving away free samples. Like, oh, I'm gonna stop in the middle of the aisle and have this conversation with my wife while there's like 1,000 people on a Sunday trying to get by me. It's like the most like what's the word? They're so I can't think of the right.
Self-involved. They're
It's
so self-involved. They're not focused on anybody else. It's
I,
just me.
yeah,
Yes, but
and
that's normal every day, though.
so look, I'm in this bubble, and like I see the people on the road, and I know that they're assholes and they have asshole stuff. No, I'm an asshole when I drive from time to time, like it's cool, but I just don't have that much human interaction like I used to. So like when I was constantly in sales, like I get people tell me they're going to do something, I wouldn't do it. Like it was a par for the course. Like you get 10 yeses and like three of them actually do something. It's the same thing. But when I actually get in that close proximity, and it's like, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I love people, but I hate their fucking habits. And
Okay, so yeah, go ahead.
and I think that's the the rub there is like when you figure out that you can only control some like your response, and then it's not the people, it's their habits and it's their perception and perspective of the situation, and then after that everything else is just so insignificant because it's like I have this little sphere and I can only control like this little bitty because the world's so much bigger and I
Yeah.
only have this right here that I can take care of. And after anything outside of that, just like okay, yep, that's it. Okay, bottom to work.
You know that you know this world that you're creating right here, right? We've talked about
That's the
this stuff.
control. Yeah, that's just the
This
control.
but it exists. It's this is you.
Right.
Whether you can physically control it or not, this is still just you. Doesn't matter.
Right.
So what we tend to forget is that that's all it is. You know, there's people coming in and out of our bubble. People come in and out. They're in their own fucking bubble, and they
Blinders
they
on.
join. Well, they forget that they're in their own bubble. But when their bubble touches my your bubble, that's when it's like, huh, okay. You know, we were in the airport yesterday in Atlanta, and I've talked about how my wife loves to walk and look around and so forth. And I'm trying to be the right guy. And I'm thinking she's in pain and I'm just going to chill with her, whatever. I'm ready to go sit down. And she's like, oh, we still have an hour before our air. I was like, where are you going? She goes, I'm going to go walk around. And I was like, fuck me. So I got to go with her. I got to go walk with her. And the next thing I know, I'm in a crowd of fucking people and I start. It's like that click. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, listen, can we just I'm not gonna say, can we just like go somewhere quick? And she's like, what's wrong? I said, I hate every single one of these people. And I really don't feel that way, but I said it.
Mm.
I said, I hate every single one of these people. I don't do crowds anymore. I actually had my first panic attack, my first and only panic attack when I was in Los Angeles. I don't know, 10 years ago,
Really.
probably 15 years ago, 12 years ago, something like that, 15 years ago, where, dude, I've never just surrounded and I'm looking for my wife and I'm surrounded by people and I start literally just people are like, what's wrong with this guy? And I ran out in the middle of the road, you know,
Jeez.
and then I had cars beeping, beep, 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 beep. And I'm like, and then all of a sudden,
Mm-hmm.
face starts
They
leaking.
start leaking.
And my wife comes up and she goes, you're right. I'm like, I'm going to the car. I will talk to you whenever you get there.
Mm.
I was there for 2 hours by myself and I was happy.
Mm.
You know, I couldn't do it. Something, somehow. And I think I know what my panic is. It's that I can't control her. And this woman decides to, that's what I see. I see that. And then walking through the streets of Bogota fucking last week, same thing. I have to be the bodyguard. I'm behind it. I'm like
Mhm.
this. Because in Bogota, dude, you're gonna get fucking stabbed. You're gonna get mugged. So, something's gonna happen. This is fucking, and especially in the town where we were in, right? But here's the one crazy. Like there was a time where it's 11 o'clock at night, and I know I'm in a dangerous area, but I wanted to go out with my wife. We were walking down the street, and then there's a street peddler who was, I don't know, selling gum, candy, cigarettes, whatever, you know. And I was like, I wonder if he's, if he got 420s. Let me check this guy out, you know. And there was some punk rockers, dude. I love this. I like some really like, oh, and they were listening to like death metal. They're like, blah, 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 blah. My wife says, I'm not going there. I'm like, I am.
He's like, I'm at home now. Like, this is great.
I'm like, this is cool. I'm going to, and I went there, and this is not something I do on a normal. This is not. I don't do this. I went there. I went to the guy, said a couple words. The punk rockers got my attention. They came. I got their attention on accident. They came over. They're like, "Yo, what's up, preppy?" And then I just bit back. I'm like, "What's up, motherfucker? You cool? You cool?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're cool." I said, "What you listening to?" You know.
Oh,
And the next thing you know, I'm rocking out with them and this and that. I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm just going up for a walk." We were just talking. Didn't get what I was. I said, "Hey, let me get a cigarette." And I'm like, "All right, fuck it." And then I turn around, 5 minutes later, I walk away. My wife goes, "I'm surprised you didn't get stabbed." I'm like, "Why?" I treated him exactly how he wanted to be treated.
right.
I didn't treat him as anything different. I wasn't scared of him. He's just a
Mhm.
normal fucking dude. He's having a good time. He doesn't understand. He goes, "Yeah, but they could have robbed you. Coulda, shoulda. Did it happen?" No.
Right.
There was no intention whatsoever. I didn't feel anything. That's different. See what I'm saying?
Mhm.
When I can control me. I can control what my wife does. She's a very
Mhm.
beautiful woman. I keep saying this, and she's very self. Not, she's probably a higher frequency than I am. Very self conscious. Very. She attracts a lot of things, both beautiful and evil, and that's the part where I go. I'm the security guy going. I got to keep my head on a swivel just for her, and that shit gets tiring.
Yeah.
It does. That's one of the reasons why I went to go look for what we were talking about a minute ago, because when I'm zoned, I'm just chill. I don't know. I can still perceive the same thing and still react. Just
Mhm.
it's just not not stupid. Not the Yeah. We'll talk about that one later off camera. But yeah. What else?
You you talk about your wife like being off in her own world, like looking around, walking around, and just like kind of being oblivious to her surroundings a little bit. I called my wife out on that one day. I was like, "You don't pay attention to anything." She was like, "Well, I do." She's like, "But not when I'm with you." And she's like, "Because when I'm with you, I feel safe." And she's like, "So it lets me let my guard down and relax." But, like, she's been looking at her phone, she's looking at the clouds. Like, there'll be cars behind her and all this. I'm like, "What are you doing right now? Get out in the middle of the street." And she's like, "Oh." And she's like, "When I'm with you, I can relax." And I was like, "Oh, okay. So you get to relax and I get to be at level like 1,000." But it's it says something about you and how you conduct yourself as a people might hate this as a man because that's that role.
The right roll. Yeah.
Right. And like I think that people are still I don't understand that whole beta thing movement that's been going on
Uh,
either. You don't either because you just keep your
I'm
head
gonna
down.
play devil's advocate on this. You ready?
Okay.
Uh, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. You know how many times? What is it exactly about us that we really want? We want to be better. We want to be able to do things that we want to do. We want to love who we want to love. We want to live how we want to live. We don't want the government trying to control us. We don't give a fuck what our neighbor thinks about us. We don't. Um, we just want to be happy. We just want to be happy. And guess what, dude? If my hormones are all fucked up, but I'm happy, who's there to judge,
Mm.
right? It's when it's imposed on us. Oh, you have to do this in societal way. This is the way you
Yeah.
act in society. This is how you do things. That everybody goes, no, no. So,
Right.
example. And this was taught to me. I'm not saying I accept it. I'm still learning to because I can't. It's hard for me. But there's people in my life that I've seen grow up that have become a different gender.
Mm.
And I completely, me personally, am happy that we kind of step back away from them as a family unit, right? Because they were friends uh, of my children,
Okay.
you know? And um, I was really close with the parents. Then the parents split up. And then, like, one parental figure went off and did their thing. Then the other parental figure went off and did their thing. And I was like, wow, that's left field. Where'd that one come from?
Mm.
You know? And then after that is when the kids started acting weird. Well, so when the grandma came over one day to my house with the parental figure that I used to hang out with, I called my friend, and she goes, when I say she's the grandma, she's like, we're talking about the kids and blah blah blah. And I said, hey man, so how's this going? Ooh, hit a hill.
They got a cramp? Oh, that's no.
No,
No. Gotcha.
it's a, it's a nice hill. So, and then they said something. I said, they've never been so happy in their life.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, wait a minute. All right. So, what's the difference of me, for example, getting earrings at 45, 46 years old? These are about a year old. I've always wanted earrings, dude. Always wanted earrings. I'd never had the balls to do it. My dad passed away 2 years ago, and that's why I said, okay, let me put some earrings on it.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Um, what would have been the difference if I wanted to wear a fucking skirt? What would have been the difference if I wanted to wear makeup? It makes me think that, you know, always wanting to do it. What's the difference? We all have our own preferences. We all have our true authentic self. And the more I study myself, the more I tend to realize we tend to judge others based on not only our own personal rules or own personal experiences, but what society in itself brings on to us. So as long as you don't impose on me and I don't impose on you, brother man, it shouldn't fucking matter. As long as you're a good person and I'm a good person, live our
So
fucking lives the way it is.
that's definitely a true perspective for sure. But like I could understand that thought process. But I think one of the things you said, well, we tend to judge people. Oh, but I think that's where the problem lies, is because you don't have to agree with something that somebody's doing. Like you don't even have to like it, but you're not God. And that's how I always look at it. It's like, I'm never going to judge somebody because they sin differently than I do. And I think a lot of people, if they just grasp that little piece of the puzzle, their life will become so much simpler. It's like, huh, oh, like, all right, and just keep it moving. And it's not
Yes.
like, oh, you hated. It's like,
Don't
nah,
stay
bro.
there. Don't stay there.
Like you can
Exactly.
you can exit right there. Like, that person's still a person. It was like there was something that I heard when I was younger. It's like, you could hate the sin but love the sinner.
Yep.
And when you think of it like that, it's just like, oh, like it's so much simpler. There's no judgment. It's just like, oh, all right, well, hey, what's up, bro? Like, okay, cool. Like,
Well,
don't try to stick it in my butt or anything, but hey, cool. Like, do you? And that's fine. And I think people lose that that they get that holier than thou nonsense, and it's not where it's at. Well, we're supposed to love people, and like I said, I love people, but I hate their habits, and like that's this is essentially how I operate, and my life has gotten a lot easier in that
well,
sense.
you know, I think the way my direction is going, I have no fucking clue. I have an idea of where I like to go, and it's taking me slowly there.
Hmm.
I was working on an airplane a couple of nights ago, and there's a certain young individual that when you first started working in this together, you know, um, we didn't like each other. You know what I mean? And then we had this thing like, "Oh fuck you, motherfucker." And then as time progressed, I was like, "Hey, you ain't so bad at all." No, you aren't either. Oh, cool. Hey, how are you? You know, I guess guys are stupid that way.
We
You know,
are 100%.
one good handshake or a beer later, and that's my boy.
I
You
don't even
know,
know I didn't like you. It's crazy.
why did I like you? Oh, because of this. Yeah, you're still an idiot, but I like you, dude. You know, and it's okay, right? So I was talking to him, and I told him I was like, dude, I'm done. Really, man? Because I haven't worked well over 2 weeks. I was like, I'm done, dude. I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. He goes, but you do so well, and I mean, I do. I said, dude, don't laugh, or you can laugh. I don't care. I want to paint.
Mm,
I want to play the guitar, and not just play the guitar. I want to make love to the guitar.
mm,
I want to learn to make one. I can play. I can follow you. If you know anybody that plays guitar, I can probably follow them. That's self-taught. I don't know
mhm,
how to play. Like I could hear a song and go, okay, I think it's this one, and I can probably pull it out of my ass, but I can't be a solo on it. I learn to be
mhm,
a solo. I want to learn to be Eddie Van Halen. You know, I want to learn to be fucking uh, uh, Slash. You know, I want to I want to learn to be fucking the Nelson Boys. You know, um, the Nelson twins. And if you know who those were, I mean, it's just you know those '80s hair bands. I grew up to that. I grew up with
mm,
that, and I love it. And that's me. Now I won't cut my hair and get bangs, but I want to be Nirvana. You know what I mean? It's just that's me. But at the same time, I love classical uh, music where they're on the guitar and they're plucking. And I'm like, this is beautiful.
mm,
So, and then art wise, I'm something is telling me to go buy a fucking piece of board and learn and just pick up a palette of oils and just start. Just start. You know, I've never done that before, and something's calling me to do it. I really want to, and these are things that you can't just drop everything and go. But I'm slowly heading that way. I'm not saying I'm retiring because I will always work on. I know how to make money now very effectively in a short amount of time frame. On this 3 days that I'm here, I'm making more than 99% of the fucking population
mhm,
in a month. That they make in a month, I'm making it in 3 days. All
mhm,
right. So I'll tell you off camera how much I charge for this. And like I said, I was paying somebody a very hefty amount of money to do this trip, and so now I'm keeping all of it for myself. You
mhm,
know. Um. So with that being said, that's what I am leaning towards, and we're all kind of going in that direction. But they have us trained to It can only happen when you're 65 years old or now 67. Well, if you push it till 70,
It's it keeps on moving.
they keep moving that fucking date because they need those tax money,
Hmm.
right? Just build yourself to a certain. And how is it possible that I have met people across the world that live off of $500 a month, and
Yeah.
they live very well.
Yeah.
They own their own home. Okay, this is the land of opportunity. Not anymore. This is you can either a come here and they have this white picket fence fucking facade. Not anymore. The U.S. is ran by corporations. The world is following behind because of the United States being a supreme fucking power. But all they're doing is just creating robots, and people aren't thinking for themselves. They're being manipulated, like you kept saying. Your
Being
TV,
freaking
your
programmed. It's
programmed by TV, by
driving me
societal
nuts.
aspects. Don't be afraid to fucking stand out. I am a sore thumb. I am, and I love that I am a. Whew, hey, 9 miles is not too bad,
Nice. Nice.
and I haven't stopped. You should. I think you've seen that. What else?
Uh, and that's why, like, that whole that whole line. When I started saying that, it was like, at a certain point, people are going to have to decide that they're going to stand up for what they believe in, and if they don't do so, you lose everything. And I get it. Like, it's uncomfortable to be in this place where there's a lot of the social pressures and everybody's worried about getting canceled. But honestly, I had heard something last week, and it was like, it doesn't matter. Like, that's just one aspect of your life. If you get canceled off of social media, like, you're worried about people that wouldn't come to your funeral. And I think that was like one of the things. Like, how many people do you know on your, like, here? So I'm so afraid of losing this tool that they use to monitor us. Like, I'm so afraid to lose this that I won't say what I feel out of, like, the fear of conflict. And it was like, the keyboard warriors are never going to come find you and try to fight you because they're punks.
Yep.
And anybody that has ever had any sense of sort of violence in their life is never going to come at you and talk to you like you're a piece of crap because they actually know that they can get punched in the face.
People need that's it. Whoa. People need to get.
And
I swear to God, people need to know what it feels like to get punched in the face. Please. The feeling, the feeling of breaking somebody's eyebrow is amazing. Watching it split up is like, oh my God, I did that. I'm so sorry. And at the same time, you're still punching them. You're still
yeah.
punching them. And they're kicking you. And then you walk out and you go, I will never do that again. Yes. Yes. Extremely. Yes, people need to get punched in the face. They do. They
That's
do.
hilarious. But it really is. And I had somebody that asked me for a quote that they sent me a long time ago, and it's talking about the difference between civilized men and savages. And they always said that you'll never find a savage mistreating somebody like a civilized person, essentially, because they actually know the outcome could be violence. And like I said, people that have experienced violence do not act like that. They're not disrespectful. And it's we used to, there's a rapper, I think like Jay Z. He's like, you run your mouth, but you wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight or a food fight or something like that. And it's just like, yeah, oh yeah, you got it. That got you good, didn't it? The first steps after getting off the 10-mile bike ride suck.
Where's the sensor? Oh,
What was that?
I'm trying to. Yeah, no, I couldn't find the thing. Um, the what'd you say?
Let's talk about the
Oh, Marcus Aurelius.
strategy.
Marcus Aurelius. That's where I was going with this. Marcus Aurelius.
Oh yeah.
So I bought his book. I haven't read it yet. And
Meditations.
hold on, hold on. I bought I bought. Hold on. I actually have it on audio also because I'd like to cheat. It's the best way for me to learn to read. So I have it on Audible and I have it on paperback. Hold on. It is called. Hold on. Find it. Yeah, meditations.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, meditation.
Yeah.
Meditation. That's the one I have. Yes. Sorry, it is that one. I just, like I said, I
Solid.
haven't read it yet. Oh,
Yeah.
this place got.
I think the if people followed more Stoic teachings, men would be in a different place in this world. I guess everybody would be in a different place in this world if you started looking at Stoic principles, because it's all based around self control
Yeah.
and being honestly a good person, a great human being. And I think that's, I don't know, man. It's just missing. If I had to start looking at Stoic principles when I was younger and actually adopted them, I wonder where my life would be. Um, and yeah, I think I really started engaging in those practices and that teaching. Uh, Probably what I dug into it really heavily last year, and like I already had somebody told me I was stoic, and that's what made me start looking at it. And I was like, oh yeah, well, this all makes sense. And then I had bought meditations. Gosh, probably 6, 7 years ago. At gosh, 2018 is when I
Really?
bought that. Yeah, and I started listening to it, and then I had found the rare recordings from Napoleon Hill, and I had like slipped into that one and forgot to go back to it. And I think I'm only like 3 or 4 chapters into meditations, and I need to go back to it and listen to the whole thing now because I forgot. Like it was so solid. But then I think for that place that I was at in my growth, like I needed Napoleon Hill more and his rare recordings. What's up?
Yes. It doesn't matter what it is that you think you need. The world will automatically put what you need in front of you. Yes.
Yeah.
Now you can point the direction that you want to go in. You can eat. That's easy. I mean, that's all you got to do is just have willpower. And that
Mhm.
determination is basically you saying, okay, this is my drive time university. You just said, fuck it, I'm not
Mhm.
going to listen to it and not listen to anything at all. Go back to fucking listening to your rap music or your heavy metal or whatever the fuck it is, or
Mhm.
doesn't matter, right? You just keep listening to bullshit radio while you're on the fucking on the road. But you
Mhm.
decided to fucking. So the world said, yes, you need your base. And Napoleon Hill, sure. Andrew
Mhm.
Carnegie, Napoleon Hill, you know, Earl Nightingale. Oh my god. Oh, and then I actually found a recording, a video of mine where I said my first mentor, my first, and I fucking Jim Rohn, you know,
Mhm.
when I found Jim Rohn, I digested him so much, and I found Jim Rohn 15 years ago, 16 years ago, and it took that long for things to click because everything happens you can't do calculus or algebra if you don't know how to add or multiply and subtract.
Oh my gosh, the steps.
So you need steps. Exactly. You can't
Yeah.
run. You can't learn how to jump or run before you learn how to crawl. Listen,
Right.
you know, I mean, we have to go through failures of life. We need to be actually become bad at certain things in order to be better at
Mhm.
everything. So yeah, man.
That's crazy because the reason why there are motivational videos on this channel is because I wanted music on top of the speeches that I was listening to on a consistent basis. And so that's why that's all. It's just literally like the matrix code repeating with a
Yeah,
picture of Jim Rohn, and there's background music. So I'm not just listening to somebody talk for 8 hours. Now I've got music and the speech playing in the background, and I can digest that a little bit better
yeah.
than just speech for you know because those long road trips, man. I kind of suck it in, but it's good.
Oh yeah.
It's really good.
Oh yeah. No, I don't do your drive time university, but but I do drive. Let's say my longest trip was
You drive a
Boca
lot.
Boca to the Panhandle.
Mhm.
Boca to Pensacola, Boca to Destin, Boca to Jacksonville, Boca to Tampa, Boca to St. Pete, Boca to Naples. It's only 2 hours, but hey, that's
No,
that's 4 hours of drive time university there and back. You know, um, I'm always in West Palm. Depending on the East Coast, uh, you know, it, to be honest, dude. So, like, the reason, another reason. There's a bunch of reasons why I actually looked for you. Like, I was called to look for you. Is because I needed to hear and talk with somebody that I consider better than me in certain situations. You know, Surround yourself with people that are better than you, type deal. Um, I noticed that I have been the smartest man in the room, and I wasn't teaching at the moment, which means I'm in the wrong room.
mm,
Um, so I'm not saying anything bad against anybody, but since 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 I actually came back to work full time, I guess you could say it that way. On airplanes, with Nelson being on board, I Nelson my assistant, which is family, which is my wife's uncle, which means that I want to make sure that he's always protected. At the same time, he's learning from me how to live in this society, right? So if I was constantly every day reading, if I was constantly every day doing my meditations, if I was constantly every day doing whatever little exercise I was doing, and reading, I said reading, and meditating, just me getting better.
mhm.
When then what? Why did I stop? Oh no, time. Well, then certain things happened in my life recently that led down a path going, man, where'd this come from? And then I
Yeah,
clicked, hey, I stopped doing certain things that I was doing to better myself. So in other
yeah,
words, I became stagnant. I became comfortable. I became stagnant water in a pond. What happens to stagnant water in a pond?
it turns into a disgusting cesspool,
Thank you.
and then
You start
it's
growing algae and it's disgusting and it's got low oxygen and
it's
can't
so
do.
interesting because when you reached out, I was already in that position where my mindset was like, dude, you need to start growing. And so it's
Yeah.
it's so because I'm like it's still working out, but not working out as hard. I'm still listening to audios, but I'm not reading. And it was like we get to a certain point, and that's why I feel like the freaking fuel hunt right there. They have a saying that says comfort is a slow death,
Yeah.
and it just
It
clicks so
is.
hard right now.
It is.
It really is because it's
Yeah.
just like you stop growing and you get comfortable and then you start decaying and
I started
dying.
decaying.
It doesn't stay in one place. It's either going to go to the left or to the right. You'll never be centered in comfort. If you stop pushing forward, you automatically start going backwards. It's not like I'm just going to hang out. Life is good. All right, cool. Nope, you start decaying.
Can you?
And what's up?
No, I was just I'm at a point in my life that all I want is a fucking, what is this, about 25 feet? So a 15 by 25 feet foot room. I want it all white. I want a fucking cushion, a bed on a corner. And I just want to redraw my life.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that I am so out of control that I don't have anything pretty much. Like, what the fuck am I doing? What's going on? You know, I can't complain, dude. I mean, I have an amazing life, but there's just something wrong that it's not just there. Who am I here for? Am I here for them? Am I here for that person, this person, that? I need to be here for me. I need to be a little bit selfish. I really do, you know? And yes, to be honest, I need to be selfish for me so I can be good for my wife. Because if I'm
Right.
not selfish enough, if I'm not centered, how can I be strong for her? I can't. How can I know and help her through her problems if I'm still trying to figure out my own fucking demons?
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody on this world that knows you better than your partner. And even then, and even then, I mean, your mother can probably say, "Well, I know you." You really don't.
No, no.
You don't. You know of me. You
You
have an
know, a version.
idea. You have an idea of me, but you really don't know me. You know, and I want to be a good son. I want to be able to be a good father, a good husband, a good brother. I have a relationship with my younger brother that it hurts me, and I try. And the only thing I can think about is how can I become better to become a better brother for him, so that he can become a better brother for me. But I need to become a better version of it, so that way he, whether it comes around or not, you know, I want to be the better son so that my mother becomes the mother that I have always wanted or want or need. I want to be the better husband so that my wife can become the best wife possible for me. I want to be the best version of being a dad so that my kids know and love me more. It's reciprocal. It really is. And when that shit clicked, dude, I'm telling you, when that shit clicked, it's like, in society, it's like, I can't do this because my fucking wife. Oh, I can't do this because my husband. I can't, oh, my coworker is such a fucking asshole. Well, become the best fucking coworker. Become the best version of you anywhere. And that's when that shit clicked. You don't even know how hard that was because for me to understand that, I died. I mean, I call it an ego death or whatever the fuck it is. Ego is extremely important. We'll discuss that one too later. We have a little bit, but it's a shift in focus. I guess you could say it.
Mm-hmm.
It's. I became proactive, and that's not reactive, right? So if I can correct myself, be stronger. I don't know how the fuck I keep losing weight. I don't know. I'm down to about 183, 84 pounds. You know, I haven't really done anything different. Um, but in my mind, a long time ago, I need to get back to my fighting weight, buck 55. I want to get down to a buck 55. From being 240 pounds,
I
you
mean,
know,
that takes consistency. Maybe that's
it,
why it's in your brain
it's
because
it started working on me. And it takes time. And here's the other thing: we need to learn to be patient because this isn't um overnight success, dude. It never
aggressive
is.
patience.
Aggressive patient. I like that
Yeah,
one.
yeah, that's I think Ed Milet and Andy Frisella have both spoken on that pretty pretty thoroughly. It's like you gotta be patient, but you still have to take action. But it's not one of those things where you just sit there and wait for something to happen. You're aggressively pursuing the goal and executing consistently daily on on a level where you can actually be proud of your effort, but still be patient in the result, because it's not going to happen overnight, and it never does. And people like overnight success is like, yeah, it just took 10 years. And that's really what it is. That's really what it is. But I have to cut you off because
shit, yes, we gotta go.
So that's freaking phenomenal.
Thank you.
Take care of your wife.
I'll
I'll catch you in the morning. And yeah, get after it.
Have you. Bye.